what part of the speech did you object to? Was it me saying I love my country? Was it me saying I don't agree with everything he says or does? Was it me saying I don't like bullying or bystander bullying? Was it me saying we're all Americans first and political party participants second? Was it me calling for you to stand up for people when they're being, which part of it did you not
Mm,
like?
mm, mm.
And either there was no response or, well, let me listen to it a few more times.
What's up, everyone? In this clip, Dr. Phil recounts his recent speech at a Trump rally and the intense backlash he faced just for showing up. He speaks about his patriotism, his message of unity, and the ridiculous double standard he encountered. Dr. Phil points out, for him, it's about supporting American values, but some critiques have attacked his mere presence as an endorsement. Throughout, he's calling out the hypocrisies of only one side getting criticized while others get a free pass. Let's get into it and see if Dr. Phil can hold his ground.
Were you surprised by the way people latched on to you being there as if it was an obvious endorsement?
Well, look, I'm at a Trump rally, and when I came out, people didn't know I was going to be there, and um, you were there, and you saw there was an enthusiastic reaction to my being there, and I love New York, and I love New Yorkers. They've always been a great market for me and my show over the last 20 plus years. Um, and uh, they gave me a very warm and enthusiastic reception, as you saw. Um, and I knew there would be a reaction. And in fact, in part of my presentation, I said, there's this list of celebrities, some of whom you named at the beginning, that came out for the other side, and no reaction whatsoever, no backlash, no nothing. Nobody did anything. No one attacked them at all. I said, watch what happens tomorrow. I'm not here to endorse, not standing up for him. Don't like a lot of what he says or does.
This right here is classic hypocrisy. Dr. Phil isn't here to endorse Trump, and he makes that crystal clear. Yet he predicts the backlash in advance. He knows he'll be attacked simply because he showed up, while the so-called other side faces zero consequences. The double standards are blatant, but Dr. Phil saw that coming a mile away.
But nonetheless, just me being in this building, watch what happens tomorrow. And 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 it's so predictable. And I think there were between 500 and 700 hits on digital media, plus the legacy media, attacking me for being there, but not on the other side.
Mhm.
Now, there were also a lot of people that complimented the speech as being a call for unity and to stop the bullying, and I very much appreciate that. But I predicted exactly what would happen, and that is what happened. And there are people saying, you've let me down. You showed up there, and I I responded to those people with the message, hey, what part of the speech did you object to? Was it me saying I love my country?
Dear Dr. Phil cuts straight to the hypocrisy of his critics. He's asking the real question. Are people so triggered by simple statements of patriotism that they can't even handle hearing, quote unquote, I love my country? It's telling when even love for one's country is twisted into something divisive. This line sets the stage for what he's about to unpack.
Was it me saying I don't agree with everything he says or does? Was it me saying I don't like bullying or bystander bullying? Was it me saying we're all Americans first and political party participants second? Was it me calling for you to stand up for people when they're being, which part of it did you not
Mm,
like?
mm, mm.
And either there was no response or, well, let me listen to it a few more times. You make a good point. I mean, people are just so hair triggered right now by all the vitriol that it's a knee jerk reaction. It's like fire, aim, it's backwards. It's like let's not aim, shoot. Let's just shoot and then aim.
Dr. Phil captures the reactionary mob mentality perfectly here. People are so eager to criticize that they shoot first and think later. This knee-jerk outrage is the real issue, and Dr. Phil's calling it out for what it is: a toxic, backward way of handling differences. If you can't even pause and think, you're not engaging in real dialogue. You're just a pawn in the outrage machine.
Well, I can tell you exactly what I want to hear because I've given this some thought. I want to hear them speak to two different groups separately. I want to hear them speak to their followers, their adherents, and say, listen, we need to be gracious winners here. This isn't a time to be on social media or out among your coworkers or wherever, rubbing it in their faces or gloating. This needs to be a time where you don't want to be doing an end zone dance. This is a time where you need to be extending an olive branch. You need to be saying, look, how can we come together, and what can I do to allay your fears, your anxieties? How can we rebuild a relationship that got beat up during this campaign because the rhetoric got out of control? And I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming me, but it got out of control. But look, we're all Americans. How can we do it? And get back to the fact that we're all Americans. And of course, they say, yeah, it's easy for you to say you won. Well, that may be, but I don't know what else to do other than to say that I want us to come together and tell me how I can help us restore and rebuild our friendship and trust that maybe got a wedge driven between it during that time. And I hope each candidate will take some time to address that. And then to the people that did not vote for them, they need, I think, to say to them, look, we're going to put together an administration here that has your voices as part of it. And of course, they're going to say, I'm everyone's president. I'm not just the president for the people that voted for me. I'm everyone's president, and I'm going to show that by trying to put people on my cabinet and in my administration that represent your point of view and give me a chance to meet you somewhere on common ground here, and give me a chance to show that I'm not some wild extremist, and let me try and be a president you can get behind. I really hope that both of them will do that. And if it's Donald Trump that wins, I hope he says, my focus is on serving you and not on getting revenge.
Dr. Phil's plea is for true leadership and unity. And obviously, now that we know Trump won, he had hoped that if Trump wins, he'll avoid revenge and focus on unity, yet critiques will probably twist this as him endorsing Trump. But the irony is, Dr. Phil's message is clear. He's for unity and moving forward, while his critiques are the ones clinging to division.
Against people that I think have wronged me. And there are people that have been in his circle that have said, when we win, we're going to get the Department of Justice, and we're coming after every one of you that has done this, that, or the other. I think he can go a long way by having those people stand down and focus on moving this country forward.
This clip in Dr. Phil truly highlights how even a message for unity and patriotism can be twisted by the outrage barrage. Dr. Phil's presence alone was enough for people to lose it, proving just how unhinged some have become. He's standing firm in calling out the double standard, and he's dead on about the way people are shooting first and aiming later, and that's definitely something that needs to change. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion down in the comments below. If you agree or disagree with a lot of the points that were made within this video, be sure to give us a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one.